It's another two for chirping. We're with Matt McLeod this time. What's up, Macker?
Mosser.
What's going on,
Not
dude?
much. It's good to be here, man.
Buddy, yeah, I bet it is. I bet
Yeah.
it is. We're going to have a good time. All right. Dude, you smile and laugh all the time. I don't know if it's because, like, you just love playing hockey or, like, all the experience you've had in your life, like being an underwear model at 17 years old or, like, dude,
Yeah.
what was that? That's not true.
What? An underwear model?
Yeah.
No, I was not. I'm hopefully maybe later in life. But
Yeah.
right now, no, I'm focused on playing hockey to the best of my ability.
But, like, you have an off season, right? You could do it.
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, it's a long off season, so we'll definitely see here what the off season brings.
So you don't remember, but I'm referring to, so when you played for the Oakville Blades, is that the OJ?
Yeah, it's OJ.
Right. So Ontario Junior Hockey League, you did like a questionnaire with them. So you said you were an underwear model, which when I saw you were 17 at the time, I'm like, I don't know, maybe. But what's cool too is like, so you got into hockey, you didn't like hockey.
No.
Like starting
right.
out.
Yeah.
So what's the backstory on that?
I think my dad really just wanted his kid to play hockey and got us on the ice, or got me on the ice, real early at 3, as most kids in Canada I think do, and I absolutely hated it. And they just kept on pushing me. My dad made the backyard rink and everything just to try and get me into it. And then I think like one year it clicked. Like I was, for some reason, like from like 3 to 4, I was just the worst skater ever. Like I couldn't move at all. Yeah. And then it seemed like from like 5 to 6, like something just clicked. And I was like somehow this amazing skater. That was like
the fact that you say that and then people think about how you skate now is pretty crazy, isn't it?
It is wild, because I just remember like looking at these kids in my like Tips for Tots class, and they're like buzzing up and down the ice, and I'm like taking steps around the ice, like, oh my God, this is terrible.
What about, like, so were Ryan and Mike the same way? So your two brothers are both in the NHL, Edmonton and New Jersey. Were they the same at all, or were you kind of like the black sheep that didn't like hockey and they loved it?
I think they, from my parents were telling this story the other day to like our friends or something. They said they put them on the ice and they were off to the races right away. Yeah. Like they were, buzzing up and down the ice. I don't know how. So I don't know what happened with me, but I think I figured it out pretty good. So.
Yeah, you figured it out. So what about you're talking about mom and dad it's Rich and Judy.
Rich and Judy.
They're nice people.
Oh yeah.
They're really good folks.
They're the best parents
We saw
ever.
them in Newfie. What was it like, I guess, being in that household? Because like you said, you guys had that backdoor, like that outdoor rink. Like, is it hockey 24/7?
Yeah, 24/7. This rink was insane that my dad put up in our backyard. We actually, so it started out, we had a nice flat kind of, it was a little bumpy backyard. So the rink started out, my dad made a bunch of boards with his buddies, like him and his buddies all spent one weekend, making all these boards for the rink. And then, so we had this rink to start off, and then, we started getting bigger, and it was great and stuff. And then, my dad's like, this rink's getting like, you guys are getting a little too big for this rink. Yeah. So crazily enough, our neighbor's house went up for sale, and my dad and his brother ended up going halvesies on the house. They're going to do a flipper flop basically for the house. And this house my dad was telling the story the other day, so I'm like kind of telling it exactly how he was telling it.
That's great.
And so the house kind of had a pie-shaped lot, and he figured out that he could basically cut the lot kind of this way, so to make our lot basically 20 feet bigger. Okay. And so we ended up taking down the fence on this new house that we bought, moving it back 20 feet basically, just so that we could make our backyard rink bigger in the backyard. And then after that, we brought in like a full-on like bulldozer or whatever the cats that come in.
Sure, yeah.
And they leveled out our entire yard, like dug it up and then leveled it out just so that our backyard rink would have the perfect amount of water in each spot on the ice, so that
damn, Rich.
So that it froze properly. So this is like my dad's like pride and joy, and like it was crazy. And my mom always jokes about how in the winter, like he would always be somehow away on business when there was a big snowstorm, and my mom always had to be out there shoveling the rink at like 2 a.m. My dad's texting her like, you got to get out there to flood the rink quick. Like, don't worry. This is what we need.
I'm thinking though, so like you guys had to be pretty popular, or did he just have it for like you and your brothers?
Oh, we had the entire neighborhood over and all of our teammates over every night. It was crazy with the lights out there. It was
Oh,
the
you didn't
spot
say
to be.
anything about the lights.
Yeah.
So how does this happen?
Yeah. So the lights. Yeah. So we had a couple good trees in our backyard, a couple dying trees. I think the lights actually fell down a few times from some broken branches, which was interesting. But yeah, my dad was just super like ingenious with his setup. He's actually a really creative guy, so he was always trying to figure out the best way to position the lights and stuff. And, it ended up like we had some crazy like just lights like this that we're using right now, basically out there all night. I'm sure we were using all the electricity in the whole neighborhood to power them, but it was pretty awesome, and like, those are some of my best memories for sure back there.
Dude, that's, oh my gosh. I feel like that's like every kid's dream too.
Yeah,
to like have your outdoor rink.
Yeah. I'm not even mentioning the fact that we converted our garage into a dressing room to
host the kids.
We put my dad, instead of having our garage, so we cut our garage in half basically. So basically all we needed in the front of the garage, we didn't park our cars in the garage for some reason. My dad's like, all we need the garage for is like to put the garbage cans in there basically. So the front of the garage was like the garbage cans, and then the wall went up, and then we converted the back half of the garage into this basically dressing room. And so me and my brothers each had our stalls. We had the rubber floor,
That's
and
awesome.
then the door came out right to the rink, and there was the rubber mats that you walked out right to the rink. So it was honestly amazing. Like, I wish I could go back and have this right now. Like, for my kids, like, it's gonna be crazy.
Man. So how long? Like, I mean, how many years did that go on until you like outgrew the rink?
Yeah. So I think from when we were probably like 6 until we moved. So probably about 10 years.
Dude,
we had the rink.
That's not bad
It was
at all.
amazing. Yeah.
There had to have been like if you're like 6, 7, 8 years old and you're like the popular kids in the neighborhood, like there had to be some kind of like games though, right? Like get enough guys for a game or like a little tournament.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, we used to have like our full teams over to have like practices there almost.
That's crazy.
So we would have some pretty good games.
Was your dad coach of like, did he coach all you guys? Because you were all different age groups.
Yeah. So he started off coaching me as soon as like in our like Super Six basically. And then he took over from my brother's team. And then he ended up coaching Ryan, the youngest one, all the way up until Pee Wee with the Toronto Marlies.
Okay.
So yeah, he's been around the game now. He loves coaching, and I mean, like that was his life. He was nonstop in a rink for however many years. It's crazy to think about just all the sacrifices they made to make sure.
It's nuts. So I mean, like I obviously played nothing like you guys, but like when we played youth hockey, it was the same thing. Like my mom and stuff. I mean, dude, it's a hassle for them. It sounds like for your mom too, like Judy, like she was stuck being the Zamboni for the rink out there.
Yeah.
I mean,
she was the best.
Who drove more, like for away games and stuff?
So it'd be my mom. Like in Toronto, right? You're kind of just driving around Toronto mostly, and kind of you go far out the east side sometimes, but Toronto, Mississauga. So we had the minivan, and we usually had 7 or 8 kids in there, bags piled in. My mom's driving us all around. She had her patented purse burger, which
what's that?
So she would make a bunch of burgers for the week because we just didn't have time to like have dinner as a family.
Yeah.
And so she would just stick them all in her purse, basically. And so when we're driving rink to rink, it's like, you need a purse burger? Yes, please.
So this is just a pre-wrapped sandwich? Like, is the bun and everything on it?
Yeah,
already?
it's all on ketchup, mustard, no mustard for Ryan. So we'd have another burger, a couple chicken fingers on the way to the rinks. I don't think we didn't have very many family dinners back then because we were always at the rink.
Yeah.
So.
Dude, that's like living family dinner on the fly.
Yeah. It was crazy.
That's something. Are burgers are purse burgers like part of your pregame or postgame meal anymore as an adult?
I've graduated from that actually.
Oh, okay.
I'm pretty I keep it pretty tight now with my pregame meal.
Standard pasta or something like that?
I got away from the pasta actually. Now I'm big on the, just brown rice. I found the pasta kind of makes me tired. So
the pasta?
Yeah. I don't know why.
Just brown
big
rice?
Chicken, and then I'll do some broccoli, and I try to stay on that. It's been working pretty well. I feel pretty good now.
Yeah, you're doing all right this season. You're putting up some numbers. How crazy are you about routine? Like, I was just, everybody's so different. I know some guys are like really, really diligently, like almost militant about following them. Are you kind of the same?
Yeah, I feel like I'm pretty, like I almost have too many things that I need to do in the day.
Do it, man. Let us know. We got the time.
Yeah. Well, like it starts honestly from like the time I wake up to like how I step out of my bed almost, or like how I like put my pillow on my back.
Wow.
To how I like turn the shower on and like how I like twist the
Oh my gosh.
like it's
Whoa.
like down to
All right.
science. Yeah.
This is different.
And I feel like I was almost like worse about it in college, and then you kind of come to pro, like, or at least in this league, and you kind of got to live more on the fly here.
Yeah,
like,
you do.
It just, stuff changes so much, and you can't you can't stick to your routine. You're playing 3 games in a weekend. You can't be crazy dialed into your routine every time. Like, stuff's going to change. Like, your pregame meal is going to be at different times sometimes. So I've really tried to like dial that back and just think to myself, oh, you just got to go play. Like, it's just hockey. Like, just go play. Like, stop with your craziness.
Dude, I feel like I could learn from you because I think like, so even from like broadcasting, like 3-3, you just said it, dude, on the road, that is hard for me.
Yeah.
Especially because that like guys are responsible, like they're pros, but like Saturday night, if you've got a day game and just say you're on the road, like Newfie, right? Yeah. You're probably going to go out for like a drink or a late night meal after the game Saturday. You're getting back in at 1 a.m., something like that. And it's just like, dude, I just like don't like, I've had to learn, and I'm still learning. It's like you can still be good. Like you can still do your job well, even if I guess that routine's thrown a little bit out of whack. Because I guess you have to think the same way, right? Like you can't sit there and be like, shit, I couldn't have brown rice today, so I'm going to play horrible.
Yeah, exactly. I think my first kind of 3-3 in the league, back when I was with Brampton, we played in, we were down in Norfolk.
Yeah.
And we played Wednesday, Friday, Saturday in Norfolk. And then we had to go... We bussed to Reading, Pennsylvania.
That's a rough
for
one.
a Sunday game. So we had some tough road trips. Yeah. And that was my first 3-3. And I'm sitting there in the dressing room. I'm like, wow, this sucks. But I'm like looking around, and like all the boys are in the same boat. And it's like, let's just do this. Like, let's just go play some hockey. Right?
What happened in that game?
We ended up winning.
There you go.
I think we won like 3-2 or something. Ended up playing a pretty good game. And like I felt like once you get into the game, like you're just playing hockey, right? So yeah. In warm up, you kind of, the legs kind of feel a little tired. You're like, oh, this is like your pregame warm up, like, off ice warm up. You're like, oh, I don't want to do this. I don't want to stretch right now. And then you get on the ice, you get your first few shifts done, you get your legs on, and you're like, all right, let's do this. Let's play, right? So it's always fun.
Is it harder as like the season goes on but like practices too, right? Because like at the end of the day, you guys have touched pucks thousands of times in your life. So it's like to have to have a random practice in the middle of a week or like, I don't know. I'm asking you, like, as a player, they always say love coming to the rink, love playing the game, but do you still love practicing the game at all times of the year?
I mean, some days are tough when, you're grinding through a bunch of practices in a week and you got a bunch of games. But I mean, like, there's this past kind of the year before COVID, or the COVID year kind of put everything into perspective for me because I didn't play. Yeah. And so I just kind of missed that coming to the rink every day. And now, so this year that I've been back, I kind of feel like I've gained this like new appreciation of just like coming to the rink and how much fun it is to play pro hockey and like be around the guys every day. And so I just like every time that I'm kind of like battling or it's like, oh, this kind of sucks, you just kind of think like, you could be sitting at a desk right now. Yeah.
Well, isn't that, I forget. So correct me if I'm wrong. Like, didn't you do that? Because you got your degree from Canisius, right?
Yeah.
So you did finish your program. Like this past year, you were just working a regular job or no?
Yeah. It's not just a regular job. It was a cool job.
Yeah? What were you doing?
I was working at this really cool tech startup in Toronto. I was doing like some sales, and I was like the 8th employee there. And since I left, like they've taken off. They've raised like $100 million in Series A funding and stuff. It's like this really cool fintech startup. And so they're based out of Toronto. The former like CEO or GM of Uber Canada is their CEO now.
Wow.
And so it was actually really cool working there. Like I got a little taste of the corporate world, like the startup life, kind of the venture capital life. So it was nice to get something on my resume so that I know when hockey's done, I'll have something there. But I mean, at the same time, it wasn't hockey, and I was seeing on Twitter and Instagram like a bunch of my buddies were playing. Yeah. We're still on teams that were playing. A couple guys were in Europe, and I'm like, I gotta get back. I gotta play. And so just kind of that new appreciation of coming to the rink.
There's got to be some. Not to be too nosy, but like there's some money in that though, right? Like, there's some money in that work you were doing. Yeah. Or no?
Yeah, 100%. Right? Like, it was definitely it was like any other job. I would have in a heartbeat. I would have been like, yeah, I'm done. Like I'm going to play hockey, but I actually like thought about like for a couple weeks, like maybe I'll need like stay here.
Yeah.
Like, this is a really good opportunity for me.
It's tough, man.
But I mean, looking back, all my coworkers there were super like supportive, and they're so pumped for me to go. And so, potentially maybe have a job back there a couple weeks in the summer, do some part-time work.
There you go. I was going to ask you, I mean, like those things, it's the same thing as like playing hockey. Like anything is a business, right? It's like, I assume you at the very least, like left on good terms, like have good relationships there so that if that is ever an option, like it's possible to go back.
Yeah. I'm that's why I try to leave the door open, as much as possible.
Yeah,
so
that's what you gotta do, man.
I'm hoping maybe they'll take me back.
That's oh man, that's like, so this is something I've been wanting to ask you, but I guess it's just like kind of hard. Like for your case, I mean, I know you're close with Ryan and Mikey.
Yeah.
Right. Is it challenging though? Like just the difference in league, obviously, they're in the show, right? Like a lot of things are a lot easier for them. The salary's got an extra 0 or 2, maybe 3.
That must be nice.
Yeah. Like I kind of, I guess, wonder like, where's your, I mean, cause your parents, we talked about, like they seem to kind of spread the love. Like they try to see everybody play and whatnot, but like, where's your mind?
Oh yeah. They spread the love for sure. Honestly, they're doing great. I'm so super proud of them, and I'm so happy with what I'm doing too.
Yeah.
And I kind of was always, they were always like the OHL guys. They're going to the OHL. They're going to be drafted first round.
Yeah.
I was always fine. I was going to be the school guy. Like I loved going like school, and like I was so interested in that kind of stuff. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go to the NCAA. I'm going to get a scholarship, and then going to see what happens after that.
Right.
Go play pro. Go see what happens. So. Like I'm so pumped for them, and I'm happy to be where I'm at right now.
That's crazy. So like you said, like they were always the OHL kids. Those were the guys that like you just knew something about them. I was talking to Bez about this the other day because he brought up the Toronto. It's not the Marlies junior team, is it?
I'm trying to think. It's like the minor hockey. The GTHL.
Yep, that's the one.
Yeah.
So like he said too. I forget if he said it was Ryan that was more of the standout, or if it was Mikey.
I think Mikey kind of had more of a pedigree at that time.
Okay.
Like I guess both of them. Mikey was kind of all the way up, was like kind of the best player. He played a year up.
Yeah.
And then he came down. He was like the best player his age of like 98s. Ryan kind of was always really good. And then kind of towards his OHL draft year, he kind of became like one of the best players in the league. So.
Yeah.
They were always at the top of their game, or the top of their year. So, I mean, it was just so cool to see them, or to see them do as well as they have. And
but that's what I mean though. Like, how does that? I mean, I can't even imagine. Like, once you're being like somebody's gonna make it to the NHL out of this family.
Yeah.
Like how crazy is that?
You don't really like realize it until it actually happens.
Yeah.
Like, it's like, oh yeah, they're doing like well in the OHL. Like they're great players, and then one day it's like, holy,
yeah, it's crazy, man.
They're in NHL. Like this is it.
Yeah,
like this is what we're working towards. Like you guys did it. Like
any of them, either of them take you out to a nice dinner sometime in the off season?
A few times, yeah.
Yeah.
The best night that I had was my Canisius graduation. They both came down for that.
Oh, that's awesome.
And so me and all the seniors, we went out that night, and Mikey and Ryan came out. And Mikey slips me his credit card.
Oh my gosh!
He says, "Buy as many as you want, as whatever you want."
How far did you get? How far did you get that night?
We got pretty far.
It's a podcast, man.
Yeah, I think I was ordering like 20 Red Bull vodkas.
Oh my gosh!
Like for every time I went up there.
Never mind, man. Don't bring that up.
So. We went up a few times, and then I think they cut us off, and I had to give Mikey his credit card back. But
so that's does that go down as like kind of the craziest road trip? We've had a couple here, but like there's Brampton, there's Canisius through 4 years there. I mean, like is there any trip that like just sticks out to you?
Oh, any trip. I mean, these Newfoundland trips are pretty awesome.
You had a good time?
Yeah, I mean that's just such a fun city to be in, right? And it's nice to be back in Canada.
Yeah.
Back with the Canadians. It's been down in America all year. Nice to breathe that Canadian air again. But yeah, it's such a cool place, and like just the bars there are different. It's kind of a neat little culture.
I thought was cool is so Sunday when we won, Nice goal, by the way.
Thanks, Brad.
It was a 50-mile-an-hour ripper, you
Snipe.
know? Yeah, snipe.
5-hole bandit.
Ice burner.
Yeah.
But I thought it was different. Like, they did the 3 stars. I think you were 3rd. Cragsy was 1. And you guys came out.
Yeah.
Which, like, never happens.
I was wondering about that.
That's why I'm asking
That doesn't happen
you.
in other rinks, right?
No, but, like, did you choose to do that? Like, what happened?
No, they like held us after the game. They're like, "You're going out." I'm like, "Oh, perfect." Like,
Yeah,
my
like,
parents
cool.
are out there, and so are their
Right.
friends from Newfoundland. So
That's
I went,
crazy.
I went and waved or pointed to them.
I
and
saw
waved
that.
to them. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, no, I've never seen that this season. I don't think that's right. Like, yeah, there's people behind the camera, by the way, but like, there's just I had never seen that. I don't think ever on the road. So,
Yeah.
but I did think it was neat, especially you being Canadian. Craig's not so much, but you know, hey, whatever. He pretends.
Yeah, no, it's always fun to go out there. I
Yeah.
love going out as a star at our rink. So I always come
Yeah.
out on the ice and I
Buddy, you're fired up.
flip my hair.
Yeah.
You
Buddy,
go over to the stands.
you've got that. Like, that's the whole underwear model thing. I mean, that being aside, like, you've got like character to you.
Oh, thanks, man.
You know, yeah, but like, is that like by design, or you're just who you are and you just live it out loud? Because you know, some guys like in that dressing room, there are guys that are great to shoot the breeze with, but then like, if they're put in a spot like this where they have to interview, they're uncomfortable. Like
Right.
they recoil. You're never that way.
Yeah, I think I don't know. I think I'm just like a fun. I try to be a positive guy.
Yeah.
You know, I actually tried to start my own podcast back in school.
You said you were feeling inspired when you came in here.
Yeah, me and my buddy Jimmy Mazza, our senior year. We actually, it's a funny story actually. So we were having we have a wine night every year.
I love it.
I
have a wine night every week.
A formal basically where you bring a date and stuff.
Yeah.
And we had it at 31 Hughes, which is a hockey house. And so we always have like a wall where you take the pictures. And so we always kind of like decorate the wall. And so we're thinking like we were kind of like the creative guys on the team, you know, we kind of organize the parties and stuff.
Yeah.
And so we're thinking, what if we got like the media screen, like the Go Griff screen, and like brought it into the house and like had that for wine night, and like everyone could like take their pictures and put them on Instagram and stuff for that night. And then we were like thinking about, I don't know if that'll go too well. Like the coaches might get pissed, like staff might get pissed. So we asked for it, but we said we were going to use it for a video podcast and not wine night. So basically we talked to our media guys like, yeah, this is going to be great. This is a great idea. Like, you guys are awesome. It's going to be awesome.
No.
And so we bring it back to the house and we're like, oh shit, now we got to do a podcast.
So is there an episode out there somewhere?
There's an episode out there somewhere. I gotta send it over to you.
Dude, we got to find this.
Yeah,
we got to air this.
It was really dry run through, but it was pretty good.
Was it a one and done?
It was a one and done. We had some funny segments though. Like one of the guys on the team, like he would not, Matt Steve, I'll give him a shout out. He's nonstop asking questions every single second of the day. He's asking a question. So we had like a segment called Steefer's Question of the Day.
Yeah.
Like, so he like wheeled out in front of the camera, like asked us a question, and then we had this guy on our team, Ian Edmondson. He's like a big like finance guy. Like we used to call him like a nerd and stuff. So we had like Eddie's stock market update. So we had that little segment. So yeah, it was pretty funny. We should have got it going sooner, but yeah, it was pretty funny because we had to send it over to our video guy after, and he's like, "Oh, this is great! Like, when's episode 2 coming out? We'll put this out on the Canisius Twitter." I'm like, "Oh,
That's crazy."
Yeah,
Dude, that's like, but you're inspired now. Like, you got to bring this back.
Yeah.
You know, well, I don't think people understand. There's a guy, I don't know if you know him. So like, and I can't think of his damn name, but like he plays for Maine. He's got his own YouTube channel.
Oh, Pat Shea.
Pat Shea, that's right.
I've seen a couple of his YouTubes.
Buddy, like whether you're for it or against it, guy's got like 30, 40, 50K views on some of them. Like, I don't know if he's making any money off YouTube or not. I don't know the algorithm, but like at the end of the day, like that's pretty sick. Like,
it's pretty nice.
And he's a coast player, right? So like I think so many guys get caught up in the idea of like, if you're not in the show, you don't have like these, I don't want to say likeness rights, but you don't have like this brand value. Like you do, you create it.
Yeah.
You know,
I think it's just like having the confidence to put yourself out there and like not be afraid to be judged, because obviously there's going to be
for sure
haters and stuff on those videos, and like, so as long as you're okay with that, like I would definitely need to get over that.
Why? Look at you, bro.
Yeah, no, I've thought about it, like getting me and my brothers to do like some sort of like, I don't know, TikTok kind of.
There you go. There you go. Yeah, you look like a TikToker.
Like get a few funny videos. like when we were all at home during COVID, like I was like, oh man, like we should be getting TikTok famous or something right now. Like, what are we doing? Do something.
Somebody left our team to do that, didn't they?
Joey Manch, yeah.
What's going on?
He was huge on TikTok, yeah.
Yeah, or his brothers, right? Sean is in the room here. Sean said 3 brothers.
Triplets, yeah.
Triplets, that's right.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't seen any other I actually had to delete TikTok like a month ago because
what happened?
I didn't have any storage on my phone left. I was like, which app could I live without right now? But now I got a new phone, so I have TikTok back.
That's nice. What is this? This is the 13?
Yeah, I got the 13.
Yeah, that's what I got.
Thanks. My mom brought it to me in Newfoundland. I had a free upgrade. I cracked my 10 not too long ago while I was stretching.
Yikes.
That was a tough bounce.
Yeah.
But yeah, now I have a 13. I'm just living the high life
now. Yeah. Well, we were talking about Newfoundland. I thought about this. Like, you were in Brampton, so I've never been there. Mm-hmm. I was told like it is a totally different area.
Oh, Brampton?
Am I right? Or yeah.
Oh yeah, Brampton's like 20 minutes like north of Mississauga, like my hometown. So I like lived at home and played there.
Oh really? Yeah. So no player apartment?
Well, they had a few apartments, but like most of the guys on Brampton actually like were from like the area kind of. So we would just drive in basically for practice and games, which is pretty funny. It was a different vibe for sure.
But what's that like environment like? Like, I mean, so if it's 20 minutes from home, then maybe it's not too different from you. Yeah. I was told like there's a lot of, again, I have no idea, but like somebody told me it's like very like almost like a Middle Eastern culture.
Yeah. So it is there. One of our owners was Sikh. And so one of our, like, of the Sikh religion. And so one of our community days was actually at their temple, which was pretty cool.
Whoa.
And so we got to go in there and kind of experience all of that.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool to learn. And, like, they were so grateful to have us. It's a great culture. I mean, but the fans, I mean, I think it's still a growing game. They're really into ball hockey now.
Okay.
So I think it's growing, but yeah, the game just wasn't there yet.
Yeah, it's funny because people think Canada and you just think like it's going to be crazy. I was told like never had crowds.
Yeah, yeah. No, it's pretty wild. There's just so much other hockey there. Like,
yeah, it's like that's true. That's true. How far would you guys be from Toronto?
Like 30 minutes. Yeah,
yeah,
it's real close.
That's
so
why.
There's
yeah.
No one really cares.
That's tough.
The Brampton Beast in Toronto.
Yeah, that's tough. It's crazy. Sure. It's crazy though, man. Like, look at your career. Like, what you got? Was it like 4 goals there?
Yeah,
in one season, and all of a sudden now, like you're pushing 20.
Yeah, no, it's been an awesome year. Been fortunate enough to play with some really great line mates.
Yeah,
get some good opportunity here. So. Some
nice ones too.
Yeah.
Look, at the end of the day, like we're joking about the Newfie one. Like, sorry, Chase Perry. Like, it's a really bad goal to let in. But like at the end of the day, thanks, Chase. There you go. Yeah. But like, buddy, like you got a knack here. I think it's like 5 game-winning goals at the time of this. The OT one, I love that one, and I'm glad that you told me you loved that one.
Yeah,
because
great call on that
like one. There's tough ones, but like that one, as soon as it came out, I'm like, yes, like you got it. It was so good.
That's the one. Yeah, it's. I mean, especially scoring that in our building, like, and see
big crowd.
Yeah, the video you guys took of just like the crowd of the goal, like. It's unreal. Like, I've never played in an environment like this ever. And like at Canisius, we didn't, like, we got like 1,000 fans. We didn't have that many fans. And then Brampton, not that many fans.
Right.
And then coming here, I never like appreciated like how great a crowd could make the experience.
For sure.
And like, it's just so much fun. Like, looking forward to like Saturday nights here. It's like, let's go. Like, let's play some hockey.
Where's I don't know if that's the goal or not. Like, what's the most memorable goal you think you've scored in your career? Like, even including like junior, minor, whatever.
Oh man, like honestly, that goal might. That's like the only overtime goal I've scored, and I think that was a big one. That was like right before rookie party or something, and I know we were gonna have a big night.
Yeah, there you go. So that was a good one.
It was pretty memorable for sure, and all my buddies were messaging me, all my parents' friends and stuff. So they all saw that on Instagram and stuff. So that was pretty special.
That was awesome. We'll get to the end of this. I'll wrap it up actually going back to I'll pull this up again. Let's end where we began.
Oh no.
The Oakville Blades.
Oakville Blades.
Buddy, these answers are so like
cringy.
Who is
so funny back then?
So you have not seen this?
I remember thinking about that like a month ago, like before, like I was laying in bed. I'm like, Oh, I remember I did that.
I hope nobody ever finds that.
Yeah, I hope like nobody. And now you have it. Like what?
That's crazy, man. I wish I would have found the podcast episode that you were talking about doing.
Oh, I could send that over to you.
So you need to. So let's go like just a couple of these. Like, who's your celebrity crush? So when you thought about this a month ago,
yeah,
did you look this up?
No, I just like was thinking about some of my answers. I'm like, wow, why did I say that stuff?
Who do you think you said for this? Who's your celebrity crush?
Someone weird. Was it like Joe Jonas? Did I say a guy? Miley Cyrus?
No. That's a good one, though. Ryan Gosling. 02 Honda Civic.
Oh,
How long do you drive that?
I drove that for 5 years. It got me all through high school and all through college. And there was a lot of dents in it. It got hit by the snowplow a few times. It was leaking brake fluid.
Oh, wow, nice.
So every time I drove, I had to keep brake oil in my back seat. And so like this is like my senior year of college. I'm like driving back from Toronto. Yeah. And I'm like on the highway. I'm like, I don't think my brakes are working.
Oh no.
Like pushing down. I'm like, I'm not slowing down here much.
This is not good. How does this
slow down like a little bit, but like not a lot. And so I had to like pull off and like go to like and figure out what the hell was going on. Or I think I ended up making it back. I think it might have been like right at the end of my trip. I ended up making it back. But then my dad's like, "Oh yeah, it's like your brake fluid. Like just go to the gasser and get some.
Go to the gasser. Go to the gasser.
Like, oh yeah, it's better now. It's better now. But then every like 2 weeks or so, we're like, oh, there they go. There go the brakes. Pull over and refill them.
When you finally upgraded, what did you get?
We ended up getting. Me and my brother split a new, or my brother actually crashed our Toyota Highlander.
Okay.
And so we had like replacement insurance on it or whatever, thankfully. And we got a Ram truck, Ram 1500.
There you go.
So
you have it with you in Cincy?
Yeah, I have it with me now. So
nice.
We were kind of sharing it, but now that me and Ryan were sharing it, and then Mikey bought a truck with his signing bonus. And then Ryan's now in Edmonton, so he didn't get the truck. So now the truck is defaulted to being mine, I guess.
That's good. So does that mean you have two trucks, or are we still talking about the same one?
No, I have one truck. Yeah.
Okay, I got you. I was gonna say, like, damn, man, Coast Flex.
No, I got one truck, and I didn't pay for it. So
yeah, that's a great deal, though, man. Good for you, man. Yeah, good for you. Yeah. So let's see here. Well, let's do one more. I actually just got a text from Bez that dinner's here.
Oh.
For some of the staffers.
Are the fellas here?
For the I don't know. We're getting there, right? We're recording this on the day that we've got photo day with our fans. So that's exciting. All right, let's do this. What was your favorite childhood toy? You remember it?
I want like Beyblades, I think, or maybe Yu-Gi-Oh cards. What did I say?
Yu-Gi-Oh is a good one. I played Yu-Gi-Oh when I was a kid. You didn't say either of those. Think younger.
Thomas Tank Engine?
Close. Also something I loved. Last guess.
Buzz Lightyear?
Very, very, very close.
Woody.
That's right.
Yes.
Woody from Toy Story.
Yeah.
Same thing as me because, so my name's Andrew and I never go by Andy, but the kid, is it Andy? Yeah, Andy writes Andy on the underneath of Woody's boot. And I did the same thing like when I was a kid.
We got to start calling you that.
Let's not. Actually, let's cut this part out so that way people stop doing that. Well, that's going to do it. All right, Macker, buddy. Always fun to chat with, man.
Thanks, Mosser.
Let's do another podcast some other time. Let's get on your podcast sometime, right?
Yes, 100%.
Yeah, good luck with the underwear career.
All right. Thanks, Moss, man. Yeah. Beauty.
That's it, boys.